Hey YouTube, what's up? It's been a minute. It's the end of October and it's 82 degrees today. So a little warmer than I'd like, but I'm heading out on an overnight camping trip. Got all my stuff together, loaded up the bike, and heading to close by to Clarksville, Virginia. It's about a 60-mile ride. It should take me a little over an hour to get there. But first things first, got to get some gas. So the campground I'm going to is called Longwood Park, and it's on Highway 15, just north of the North Carolina border with Virginia, so just into Virginia. I've scoped this place out a few times during day rides up to Clarksville. It's a nice campground. Facilities are clean. It's right on Kerr Lake, which is run by the Army Corps of Engineers. Fall colors are really starting to pop now, so it should be pretty nice. And the reason I'm going up that way is because their season ends on October 31st. I could get something a little closer to home, but I wanted to try this place before they close for the season. And I think they open up again either the beginning or the end of March. I forget what. But I was able to get a spot for tonight. Actually, there were several spots available. And okay, good. So either people are thinking that they're done with the season, or maybe they're thinking it's too warm for them this weekend. It's been in the low 80s for the past few days here, which is really kind of warm for North Carolina at this time of year. This guy's out for his Sunday ride. Currently on Old Weaver Trail. It's a nice cut through between Highway 98 and Highway 50 where we're going to pop out onto. Take this up through Creedmoor and Oxford. It becomes Highway 15 after Creedmoor. And then it's just a short way into Virginia. The lake is pretty low. This is the Falls Lake area. They've got a few campgrounds that are closed right now because of construction. They're upgrading their electric service. Otherwise, I would have been at the campground already. But they have other campgrounds that will be open year-round. So if we have some decent weather in the next several months, I could grab an overnight fairly close to home. Welcome to Virginia. Just on the other side of this little piece of lake here is our destination. Got some old abandoned railroad tracks here. Been told they don't go past this point going south because of that old trestle They store them here for the winter time, and they move them out in the springtime. Is this us? No, not this one. That's the boat ramp. And we are just ahead. It is 3:20. So about 40 minutes early for check-in time, but we'll see how it goes. April 1 to October 31. Alright, now that that's taken care of, 1 to 28, 29 to 62. Said they're not full, which is kind of what I figured looking at the reservation map. That recreation.gov website is pretty cool. Campsites 29 to 47. Covers state parks, national parks. Make the reservations anywhere in the country. 29. Make it real easy to pick your dates, locations. I think I'm up in here. 33, yes. That should be 35. Yep, that's 35. That's the one I wanted to get, but it's supposed to be reserved. This doesn't look too bad, huh? A little bit of shade, a little bit of sun. Looks pretty level. I'm not digging this gravel, but all the pads are gravel. I've got a tarp I can put under the footprint of the tent, so the tent should be okay. Look at that. Well, there it is. Took the better part of an hour to put up. Anybody that says they can have this thing up in 10 minutes, it's full of shit. Tangled mess. And I've used this before. I've put it away properly, and all this red webbing just gets all tangled up in the bag, and it's just it's a pain. The upside is the vestibule is pretty large, and it'll fit that guy right there. I don't know if we're going to pull it in tonight, but we'll see. And it's a decent size on the inside as well. Plenty of ventilation. think other than the setup, it's pretty decent. But I like having that vestibule to get out of the weather in case it's raining or something, you want to cook and stay dry. Alright, that's done. Unload the bike and find some firewood. Success. You guys don't know what this is, check out fireboxstoves.com. It's awesome wood burning or charcoal burning or even gas burner burning portable stove. Different grates. We've got a cup heater. So I'm going to fill this with charcoal tonight. Well, that worked out well. I scraped up some coals from the fire, put them at the bottom of the firebox, and put my charcoal on top of that. And getting plenty of breeze and really fanning that flame. So these coals will be ready in no time. I think what I'm going to do is use the frying pan right over the wood fire. That thing's going pretty well. When I was talking about down trees, look at all this. Plenty of firewood. They don't sell it here. I was worried about not having any firewood. You can take whatever you can find on the ground, but I figured the place would be pretty picked over. I've got more than I need. That little guy right there is about 40 years old, so that helps. Nice evening. It's about 5:30. I've got one neighbor right there in a Sprinter van, and a neighbor over there through the trees. And that's it. The steak is still frozen, but it won't take long to cook. So tonight is steak, mashed potatoes, and asparagus. A little olive oil. Some onions. And some mushrooms. And I've got a couple of pieces of sirloin here, still a little frozen. Might take some time to cook, but it's going to be good. Alright, the steaks are coming along. Sauteed mushrooms and onions are coming along. This is working out pretty well. Actually, I'm not going to use the freestyle stove tonight. And I've got a little pot here. I'm going to boil some water for the asparagus and use that water for the potatoes as well. So that shouldn't take too long. This fire's going pretty good. Yeah, that's going to be good. That water boiled pretty quickly. Didn't see is me dumping almost all the mushrooms and onions into the fire because they didn't have this handle locked. So that wasn't good. But these guys are done. Yeah. There we go. Just eat right out of the pan. Sirloin steak, asparagus, mashed potatoes. Time to eat. Well, all cleaned up from dinner. Got the rocket stove going, heating up some water for some tea. Tent is ready to go. Shoot, it's only 7:30. I feel like it's about midnight. The lake is super dark and the sky is super clear. So that's going to be a wrap for tonight. Throw the cover on the bike and call it a night. Well, good morning. We made it through the night. It's about 55 degrees now. Really nice morning. And time to put the coffee on. Thanks to Mike at Off Course Outdoors. Ah, look at that, magic. That'll be done in a minute. Good. Now that we've had coffee, let's get some breakfast going. Lock the handle this time so I don't drop it. Salt and pepper. Let's eat. And because the ham and eggs were not enough, I'm going to do the oatmeal as well. This camp cooking kit is working out pretty well so far. This is the GSA Soloist cook set. It's a 1 liter pot. It's got a spot to pour and a strainer as well. It's got this little cup with the insulation around it, kind of like a koozie for a beer can. Comes with a little collapsible spork kind of thing. This lid will fit on top of the cup slash bowl as well. And as well, this is the carrying case, and you can fill this with hot water and use it as a sink when you're done. Kind of clean things up with. Pretty compact. This is the Stanley cook set is what they call it. It's really just pot with a couple of cups. I only have one in there now. Also has a strainer lid. And the frying pan I was using was from Stanley as well. And the final product, a little bit of butter and a pinch of salt and pepper, and eat it right out of the pan that the eggs were cooked in. Very good. This should fill me up at least until lunchtime. Well, the kitchen's all packed up. Got my bag packed. Only thing left to do is to take the tent down, pack that up, and get the bike loaded up. It's going to be a nice day today. Another low 80s day. It's about, oh, I don't know, 10:30 or so in the morning now. So all I've got to say is if you're thinking about doing this, go ahead and do it. It's definitely worth the experience. I learned a few things on this trip. I was part of the idea. Figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I can make some changes for the next time for sure. But all in all, successful night. Weather was great. Campground is pretty empty. Nice way to end up the season for this park anyway. I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 more trips in as the weather cools down a little bit. Actually, it was a little warm last night. Only got down to about 60, so it was kind of clammy in the tent. So looking forward to some cooler weather. Maybe not from the bike, maybe from the truck at some point, but definitely going to do it again. Thanks for watching. Get outside. If you got a bike, ride. This moto camping is good stuff. See you next time.